Okay. But as the measures drops, the risk to the youngest kids increases. Huh. Okay. I don't know. Not sure about that. I don't know. I'm not going to dive well into that because um our fourth one is vaccinating the world. Last September, President Joe Biden committed to shipping 1.1 billion doses of coronavirus vaccines by the end of September 2022, later on this year. But much like domestic efforts, the administration global vaccination push is running out of money. Like I mentioned earlier, you guys, that they was going to run out by September, and it says here, yeah. So the White House only requested 5 billion from Congress, which advocates and some Democratic lawmakers have criticized as not nearly enough. So they have been pushing for months for 17 billion to step up global vaccinations and treatment efforts. But with the prohibition stripped from the government funding bill, it is not clear if even 5 billion will be authorized. Why is that? So, if the virus remains unchecked aboard, new variants can form. Yeah, yep. I agree. I agree, you guys. And I believe I had this conversation with Andrew a couple episodes back that, we don't know when this pandemic is going to all be over, and we don't know, possibly there are probably, this is just my case, this is my opinion, and probably some of you guys think this as well. There's probably some new variants out there, you guys, out there into the world that we don't know at this time right now. I believe that. I believe that because people, I'm sorry, everybody's just I get you guys. I get it. I'm with you. I am with you guys. We want to be out of this bubble. We want to be out of this bubble, but people are just, I don't know. They just, I mean, if that's their choice, that's their life. If they want to, be also quick with this as well, go buy it. If you don't want to keep on wearing the mask, keep on. If you want to be surrounded by people up close, go at it. I get it. I get it. If you're vaccinated, I understand that. I completely understand that. But still, and I know I had this conversation with Andrew, if I was vaccinated, guys, if I was vaccinated and had the booster shot, I will still be very careful. Seriously, I will continue on wearing my mask, being 6 feet apart from people. I will still be doing those things to continue on protecting myself and people around me who has not gotten the vaccine or the booster shot, especially younger children and older people. That's just with me, you guys. That's with me. I'm sorry. But yeah. So yeah. Okay. Now, like I was saying, new variants can form and can threaten, the United States, just as the Omicron did after being detected in Southern Africa. Now, get this, nearly 90 countries are now on track to meet the global target of vaccinating 70% of their population. So, a senior policy director of the One campaign said having funding in place to support global vaccination efforts is more important for the immediate future than giving away doses. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. And this person says that they think the real challenge in the next 6 months is making sure that the funding and support is in place to get shots in the arms and to be building up the capacity to, send, experts into these things, to low income countries to have them ready in place everywhere on earth that people can walk into a corner drugstore anywhere and get the doses, the vaccine, whatever. Okay. And finally, you guys, number 5 is preparing for the next wave, the future pandemics. And so advocates and experts, they fear that the US is letting its guard down. I believe that as well, and is dangerously unprepared for the next pandemic, let alone the next wave of the COVID-19. So a person, a person said it's really tempting to think that the worst is behind us. I get that. But I think the warning that we should all heed on is that turning away from COVID now will be short sighted and self defending. I get that. I get that too. So we need to finish the job this time. And leaders really need to stay the course and make sure that this recovery that we're currently experiencing right now takes hold. So in Congress, a bipartisan legislated um, from Senator Murray and Richard Burr is aimed at strengthening the nation's public health and medical preparedness and responses systems. Now, among other provisions, the wide-ranging bill will fortunately public health supply chain and improve agency coordination and data systems, and create a bipartisan task force to review the nation's COVID-19 response. Now, the measure would not directly provide new funding for the pandemic preparedness, though it would authorize some programs that could be funded as part of the annual, process later on. So there you go, right there, the 5 challenges, you guys, the 5 challenges. Now I know I need to give my 2 cents onto this, you guys, because I know, I read all those 5 things, you guys, of the COVID, where we are right now into, the second year pandemic. So I wanted to give my 2 cents onto this, and I know Andrew, he's like wondering, okay, Damien, are you going to give your thoughts onto this? Well, I am. So I'm okay. Here's where I'm at right now. I'm glad that we are in the boat right now that we are. Unfortunately, because we have President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris in office, and they have really been on to this since day one, you guys, and I'm really proud of them of all the hard. I'm sorry, guys, my phone is buzzing. Of all the hard work that they have, been put into this, by our, the former administrator we had in office who didn't do jack about this at the start of this, but I'm not going to, dwell into that because it's just, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But I'm glad that we are in this state right now, that we are actually moving forward into this pandemic, that we will hopefully, and I know I said early on into the season that hopefully we can get through this pandemic by the end of this year. But I'm quite seeing that we will probably still be into this pandemic throughout 2022, and we will probably be halfway. We will probably finish through this probably midway 2023. That is just my thoughts. Why I say that, because you still have people out there, you still have, Americans out there who still don't trust, the CDC, the news outlets, they're listening, to podcasts, watching whatever news source, that they trust, listening to the people that they trust, that they think, they're right, but accordingly they're not, like Fox News, because they're all not right, you guys. But, it is what it is. And there's still false information out here into this world, you guys, that people are still consuming, and especially on social media, you guys. And here's the thing I have with social media. Yes, social media is great, you guys, and it can be good for everyone. But on some spectrum, it can be it can be gag. Wow. It can be bad, you guys. I am having trouble with words on today. I apologize in advance. But it can be bad. Why I said that? Because you have some people who think they know everything, but in reality, they don't. They don't know what's truly going on into the world, because they're putting out false information out to their followers, whoever follows them, and it just consumes their pages. And that's where the false information comes from, especially the people. I don't want to talk about this, but especially the people who follow or listen to Fox News. I'm sorry, you guys, don't trust Fox News. Okay, don't, because they are pouring out false information every single day to you guys. Okay, so that's just my thoughts with that. Okay, but sooner or later, guys, we will get through this. We'll get through this pandemic together. So yeah, so that is where I'm at right now. That is where I'm at right now. Okay.